Welcome to the Comic Scoop's weekly review for the new releases of March 2nd. This week, there is no 10 Deaths of Wolverine or 10 Lives of Wolverine, so my spotlight is the new issue of Nocterra, number 8. This is a variant cover done by Dustin Nguyen, and Nocterra has been really awesome. So first I'd like to say, I'm sure some of you might have remembered me talking about this in a past video. Just a couple of weeks ago it came to my attention that I've now been showing some of the same titles, like the continuing of them. So I've passed over my first month mark of reviews, and at this point there will be continuing stories that I'm reviewing, as well as some new, brand new releases. So I thought that was a nice milestone. But anyway, so Nocterra number 8. This one's really good. I like this one a lot more than issue 7. And it's really cool. It starts off with this guy all shrouded up, or, a little biker looking guy, running for his life. He gets to Fort Speed, which is a pretty high-intensive fort in this society. He's greeted with open arms. Everyone's telling him now, he's now at peace. Doesn't have to fight anymore. Doesn't have to worry about anything. And then they notice, like, oh no, you're hurt. You have blood on you. And this guy, just like, oh, that's not my blood. All of a sudden, bam! Gets rid of everyone. Like, no sweat at all. And once he removes his helmet, Black Top Bill. Now, this guy is something else. Like, he is probably my favorite character in this series, and his story in this is pretty awesome. It follows him mostly, as well as the Sundog gang. But it's pretty neat. So the reason why Black Top Bill makes his way to this settlement is so he can use the helmet. I forgot what they call the helmet, but through this, they can speak with the shades. So he puts this on to talk with Nox, the main shade, and this just blew my mind. He puts it on, and then what he sees, it's just fantastic. I really love this part. So Blacktop Bill gets to see what is more to come, basically, and it kind of changes him. It's pretty neat. So he ends up getting captured by the Sundog convoy, and it seems like they might form an alliance. I don't know, I'm really excited to see what they're going to do in the next couple issues. Nocterra, highly recommend. Super awesome. Alright, and now my next big one for the week is Moon Knight number 9. I showed this and its variant cover, the Carnage Forever variant cover, done by Dan Panosian, in my Moon Knight video. But I didn't really go into depth about this story, and it's really cool. So, really love the cover. It's fantastic, and this story isn't really part of the main storyline, I feel like. Just check that out. I really love the transition of the cover colors and all that to that first page of Moon Knight breaking out. So Moon Knight is now free from prison from the events of Dark Reign, and I think in the next week there's going to be the Moon Knight Dark Reign issue, so I guess we'll get to see more of that. But this one's cool. This kind of seems like a filler issue, just like the last one, but this was really awesome. So Moon Knight ends up finding his way into the House of Shadows, which is a room or entity, I guess, that traps people inside. You can easily find your way in, but it's almost impossible to find your way out. And he gets out. This is kind of neat. There's this nice moment where Moon Knight goes back to the house, and he's like, "What is it? You didn't want me, so you threw me out, but you and I were the same." And he seems to convince the House of Shadows to join his mission. And the the Midnight mission that was recently destroyed because of Zodiac is now fixed up, and it is the Midnight Mission House of Shadows edition. So it's kind of neat. They got a little new member of their family, so that was pretty cool. Again, this Carnage Forever variant's really neat, done by Dan Panosian, which is kind of cool too, because I have another variant cover here for Alien number 10, who is done by the exact same artist, actually. Which, I guess side by side, I can kind of see the similarities there, but Alien 10 was really neat. So, Alien 10, I really loved number 9, which was cool, and got to talk about that issue with writer Phil Kennedy Johnson last month. And that was cool. This one's really neat. Well, I jumped a little too far ahead. But, so the survivors of the Spinners settlement are still trying to find refuge, and they go into other town where it seems to have the same fate as their own. It's pretty cool. They end up finding their way into this cave, and they find another nest, I guess, or a nest. And what's really neat about this, I'm excited to see the wrap up of this arc, where yeah, hold on, check out that. Yeah, it's really sick. But they make their way into this nest, and we get to see some new, different versions of aliens or xenomorphs. Where's a good panel? I think, yeah, that thing. They're kind of like spider xenomorphs, I guess. There's like people that look like they're in webbing as opposed to like the cocoons that they're normally in. Yeah, just they look really creepy. Alien has been really cool, so I'm looking forward to number 11. Alright, so my next up is a Batman one, Killing Time. This just came out, first issue. It's a really neat read. This is a variant cover done by David Marquez. And the story's written by Tom King, which, quick shout out, Tom King is going to be coming to Third Eye Annapolis on Saturday for a signing. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him, getting this bad boy signed, and telling him what I think about it. It's really great. This story flows in a way that's kind of makes me think of Quentin Tarantino for like a little bit, like Reservoir Dogs style, Pulp Fiction. It gives you little pieces of what's happening here, and then what happened like days before, or what's happening on the other side of town. And a really neat flow. I want to read this again a couple more times just to kind of get the flow down of the timelines of everything that's happening. But we have Killer Croc here, who he goes into this bank and directly robs this bank. And there's a lot of players in here. So there's Killer Croc. There's a guard. There's a really nice page there of Batman coming into the scene, which is really classic. But there's a guard at the bank who doesn't report Killer Croc coming in, and it seems like he has made a deal with the Penguin, or I guess you can call it a deal. Penguin has some incriminating footage of this guard. So he's doing what he's going to say. And it's not just Killer Croc and Penguin. We got the Riddler. I think you kind of saw that as I was flipping through. The Riddler, Catwoman, Selena Kyle's in it. And, yeah, it's just really neat. All these heavy hitters are working together. We have Selena Kyle that roughs up the wife of a different bank's president and gets her to call this guy right here, gets her to call him so he can lead Riddler to this high top security safe that has something special in it. They don't really say what it is, but it's a very small device, or it's a little box. I'm really curious to see what the enigma is in there. There's a really nice panel, a page right here. Batman knocking the crap out of Croc. And it's cool because this is kind of like Batman Year One. Killer Croc has just met the Bats for the first time, and everyone's pretty young here. But yeah, it's really cool story. I'm looking forward to see where this is gonna go, and of course, not all of these players are gonna play kindly with each other, and I'll just leave it at that. The ending was pretty neat. All right, so we got one that's second printing Duel. Now, this story is really awesome. I loved it, and I'm glad that it came back with a second printing. Um, this originally came out January 26th, and I remember trying to get it for that release, and there were so many pre-orders that it just flew off the shelf before anything. And it's really neat. Writer Curtis Martins, who I was looking up, but I couldn't find any other credits for him. And then Alex Cormack, who has been doing the interior artwork of Crimson Cage, which has been a really awesome AWA series. At this point, I think I've done two other issues of this. Duel is really neat. So I guess it's kind of like modern day, but it starts off with these guys who are casually talking at a grocery store, and they're like, okay, I guess we, just meet at the end, go down the aisles, and they shoot at each other. So in this world, there is this online, I guess you can call it, game called Duel, which character or users log into there, and they can challenge other duelers to a duel, which is kind of neat. I don't know why a person would want to do that, something like that, but hey, everyone's after their own excitement, right? Well, there's this kid who his name is selected in a duel, or a person that uses his name to challenge the top dueler. And no one ever uses their real name in here, so it's a big controversy. Like, he's just a 17-year-old kid in high school. So police are investigating him, trying to figure out why he's doing this. He keeps denying that he has anything to do with that. And why would someone put their real name in something as crazy as a duel? Now, the only problem with this is they have like 2 days to duel each other or something like that, and if by the end of the month neither of them are dead, whatever company that backs this will kill both of them. Um, so there's a high stress tension on what's going to happen to this kid. And here's another thing that I just won't spoil the ending on that for you because it's really awesome, and I am quick to jump on the next issue of this whenever it comes out. Duel, done by a small publishing company called Bliss on Tap Publishing. Do not sleep on this if there are still any available copies. And speaking on not sleeping on some awesome new books, this is Rogue Sun #1, straight from the pages of Supermassive. So Rogue Sun, if you remember me doing the review for Supermassive, is another one of these superheroes. This one's cool. It has his origin story in here. So the main character, Dylan, he's estranged from his father, who left him and his mother when he was younger and remarried. So he has a lot of animosity to his father, and his mom had been visited by someone to deliver like the sad news that this guy has passed away in some kind of car accident, yada yada, and they are invited to his last will reading. Over here, we get to meet the other family, I guess, and everyone's really excited for the big reveal of this inheritance, which goes to Dylan, who everyone's surprised about, and it's this crystal that basically exchanges the mantle of the Rogue Sun, who is the local superhero, to Dylan, not knowing that his father was a superhero. Then we go to see this robbery happening from these cool guys in the chrome masks, and Dylan answers the call for his first time. Becomes the Rogue Sun. Really awesome spread right here. I love it. The fire. It's like the dog there. I think that's a fiery rose or something. What in the hell is that? I don't know, but I'm curious. You see some people over here. This kind of looks like Radiant Black, actually. So that's neat. Want to know more about that. And it's cool. He just shows up on scene and try to fight this guy, and your very first time, behind the wheel of this really awesome suit, does not know what he's doing. And this apparently seems to be quite the nemesis for Rogue Sun. So he's quick to figure out that this is someone new, and leaves him to lose another day. I am really excited to see where this series is going to go. It's really cool. This is written by Ryan Perrott, who has also done some of the Power Ranger stuff, along with Kyle Higgins, who the two of them did write, like they worked on Supermassive together. And it's kind of neat that they both are transitioning from working on some Power Rangers, like main universe stuff, to their own version of Power Rangers. And what's really cool about this issue, at the very end, the writer has this cute little note here, basically talking about how it was always his dream growing up to be part of the Image Comics family, and how his his life struggle of making it this far, and now he's here. That's pretty awesome, pretty great story. Now I have one final one. Oh, and before that, yeah, I also did not mention the artist is Abel, and this is a variant cover done by Abel as well. Sorry, Abel, not Abel. Who's also done some Harley Quinn stuff. I forgot to check to see if I had anything by him. I know I have a couple Harley Quinns. Yeah, I leave that for another time. So I'll rifle through these boxes forever if I'm gonna start trying to look for something new. Alright, and my final one is Nice House on the Lake, number 7. So this is a series I was really digging a lot. The last issue came out November 16th, so I felt pretty lost while reading this one. But I guess that's also supposed to be the case, I guess, because everything is pretty odd here, where nobody seems to remember much of anything. They just know that they're stuck in this house. They don't really know why or how, and Walter seems to be one of the tenants in this house too. I guess he's trying to play nice, coerce them into, I guess, abiding by the rules that he or his people are trying to set, or his, I guess people is the wrong way to say that. So I don't know, I have to read through this again and maybe read the last issue, but we have one of the characters, Nora, who is not with everyone else and is like stuck in this darkness and in this other house. And I guess Nora's the only one that retains the memory that Walter is basically who put them there. Like, there's even this scene where Walter's talking here, rats, I forgot this character's name, but he starts to question too much, and then Walter does like the weird face thing, and then all of a sudden, this guy's memory is lost. So yeah, I don't know. It's still a good story. I'm pretty lost myself now. Still gonna keep up with it, and definitely want to reread all of them now. The first trade of issues 1 through 6, I believe, just came out yesterday as well. So if you're curious, check it out. It's really awesome. Definitely be a much better read to read with all the issues collected together in a trade. And that's a really fine cover there. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for listening. Make sure to check out your local comic shops for any of these issues, and y'all have a nice day. Bye. Hey, so I'm back here with continuation of the releases for March 2nd. I was so confident and excited with my last video that I completely forgot I put these variant covers on a separate stack, and that's what happens when I put things in separate places before I start working on my video. But here are my my four big variant cover picks of the week. So I have the Carnage Forever variant of X-Men number 9. It has Polaris as Carnage, which is pretty cool. This one's done by Ron Lim and Israel Silva. I have a X-Gwen of She-Hulk #2. It's really awesome. Have Gwen Stacy as the most popular Wolverine, and this one's done by David Nakayama. Really love the angle there and the motion. Another X-Gwen here of Gwen Stacy as Jubilee, who is definitely a favorite of the X crew. This one is Fantastic Four #41, and this one's done by Riki Yagawa and Emi Fuji. And my final variant cover pick of the week is a Peach Momoko of Spider-Woman. I really love how there's like the spider trickling down onto Jessica's face there. Really love the swirliness of her hair. It's great. Love all of Peach Momoko stuff. Alright, well, thanks for watching this second little addition on here, and talk to you guys next week.